Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, fired a warning shot at the President yesterday. There ain't no light at the tunnel for you in the House of Representatives. That's what she said. There ain't no light at the tunnel for you in the House of Representatives. She was responding specifically to this comment made by the President in Pennsylvania.
This nonsense because we're going to be counting ballots for the next 2 years. And I don't want to end up in the Supreme Court, and I don't want to go back to Congress either. Even though we have an advantage if we go back to Congress. Does everyone understand that? I think it's 26 to 22 or something because it's counted one vote per state. So we actually have an advantage. Oh, they're going to be thrilled to hear that. I'm sure they're trying to figure out how can we break that one.
Trump has got that one right. Trump was talking about the Republican advantage in the House, an advantage that could potentially help him win a contested presidential election. When more than one person claims victory in the presidential election, the 435-member House of Representatives will select the president and the 100-member Senate will select the vice president. The House has 435 members, but it is not the majority of the House that gets to select the president. Instead, it will be decided by state delegations. Each state delegation gets one vote. 50 states, 50 votes. Whoever gets 26 votes will win. In case of a tie, the speaker will vote to break the tie. Now, how the state delegation decides who they will vote for? It will be decided by the majority of the House representatives from that state. For example, Florida has 27 representatives in the current House, 13 Democrats and 14 Republicans. Since Republicans are in the majority, they get the right to cast the one vote for Florida. In the current House, Republicans have control of 26 state delegations, which means they are in the majority in 26 states. Democrats are in control of 23 states, and the one state, Pennsylvania, is tied. So if the current House were to vote to select the president, due to the 26-23 majority the Republicans have, Trump will score an easy win. And that was what he was talking about in the rally in Pennsylvania. Then why is Nancy Pelosi saying that there is no light at the end of the tunnel? Because the next president will not be selected by the current Congress. He will be selected by members of the House elected in this year's election, the 117th Congress that will convene on January 3rd, 2021, the new House. Pelosi is telling Trump not to count on Republicans having a controlling state delegation majority in the new Congress. She certainly has the case, but the landscape is not so rosy for the Democrats at the moment. The Republicans are coming from behind in the presidential race and the Senate, but it is the Democrats who will be coming from behind in the House delegation race. The Democrats will win the majority of the congressional races and get past the 218 seats that's required to control the House. But on the state delegation match, the Republicans have a huge structural advantage. Since 1988, the Republicans won the presidential election 4 times, but they won the popular vote only once. Due to the changing demographics in the country, the Republicans don't have a chance at the presidency without the Electoral College. It's the same system that was designed to provide equal opportunity between the majority and the minority is actually helping the Republicans to come out on top in the House state delegation race. California and Texas, the states with nearly 70 million people and home to 1/5 of Americans, get only one vote each, while Wyoming, 0.17% of the population, and Vermont, 0.19% of the population, have one vote each. So 20% gets 2 votes and less than half a percent gets 2 votes. So you get the picture. We cannot change the rules now. So whoever wants to win must find a way to win within the given rules. The Republicans have an advantage here and the Democrats must find a way to at least get to a tie. Because if it gets to a tie, the speaker will vote to break it. The Democrats are certain to take the overall membership control of the House, which means they will hold the speaker's post. If Pelosi becomes the speaker again, she will vote to break the tie. So Dems need to match the Republican state count to force that to happen. As of today, there are 23 states that Republicans are certain to win and Democrats are certain to win 21. The other 6 will decide who gets to cross 25. Unfortunately for Democrats, the Republicans have a good chance in all the 6 states. So let's break it down further. The 6 states that remain fluid in this election are Alaska, Montana, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Iowa, and Florida. In the House races, or for that matter, Senate race as well as presidential race, any election for that matter, incumbents are very, very difficult to beat. They can be beaten, but it is generally difficult than two newbies going at each other. These 6 states have 65 districts, and in the current Congress, the Republicans hold 32 seats, Democrats hold 32, and one seat is held by an independent. Now, not all these 65 races are competitive. Some are strongly Republican districts and some are strongly Democratic. So, the real deal, or should I say, the real house war, will happen in 8 to 10 districts. For example, Iowa has 4 seats. The Dems are in strong position to win 2 seats, and Republicans are doing well in the other 2 seats. Iowa right now is heading towards a tie. Not a great place, so naturally, Dems will pour everything they can to get that one extra seat in Iowa and retain the majority they have right now. It's the third congressional district in Iowa that has turned into a headache for Dems. Rita Hart, a Democratic candidate, is facing Miller Meeks from the Republican side. Money has been pouring in favor of Rita, but so far the seat is leaning Republican and the Dems are putting up a fight. There are 2 states, Montana and Alaska, with 1 seat each. Both are Republican held, but Democrats have zeroed in on these 2 seats from the start of this election. The Dems are leading by 3 points in Montana and by 2 points in Alaska. These 2 votes look like the best opportunity for the Dems, and if they win them, it will get them to 23. Now that leaves us with the 3 crucial battleground states of this election: Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Florida. Democrats need to hold all their current seats in these states and flip 1 Republican seat each in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Florida. So here's the latest polling numbers from the districts that will decide the fate of House delegations. As you can see, there are 8 districts in 6 states. Dems need to win 5. They look good to win Michigan, Pennsylvania, Alaska, and Montana. But even if they win control of delegations in these 4 states, they still have to win either Florida or the 1 additional district in Iowa. It will be a nail biter for sure. Neither Pelosi nor Trump can assure us that they will have the 26 states they need on January 3rd. It's going to be very close for both parties, and I see neither party having an advantage over the other as of today. The good news for the Democrats is that they are aware of this dynamic and they are loaded with cash. With the top brass throwing its full weight behind getting delegation controlling majority in these states, it will certainly help congressional candidates in these 8 districts. Biden is heading to Michigan this Friday, but it's not just a regular battleground state visit by Biden. It's also a battleground district visit by Biden. He will be traveling to Michigan's 3rd district, where Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton has been running neck and neck with Republican Peter Mayer. Don't be surprised if Biden or Harris visits Alaska or Montana this year. There is a good chance that either one of them will head there if the race tightens. On the final note, if the election is contested, expect intense lobbying for representatives from Wyoming, Vermont, South Dakota, North Dakota, Delaware, Alaska, and Montana. All these states have 1 vote but have 1 representative. They will generally vote for their party, but still both parties will do their best to sway them to their side. 7 states, 7 representatives, and 7 votes. Anything can happen. Period. Thanks for watching.